Hey guys, JB here. I know I haven't done an MNT in quite a while, but that's because I've been busy. So, I've got quite a bit to talk about. So, let me just look this up right now. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw. So, good news the Shield is back to the way they used to be, with the SWAT team uniforms and the entering through the crowd and the fist pumping, triple power bomb. Believe that. I love all of that. And they're keeping their new moves. Like, I just checked their match. Um, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins versus Sheamus and Cesaro. They're keeping their new moves. Um, which was just a little bit surprising. Not completely. I mean, it didn't surprise me that much, but I'm glad they are. But you know, Dean and Seth beat Sheamus and Cesaro in a pretty good match. I mean, compared to the other matches, it wasn't really that good. I mean, and the only reason I say that, is because there's like a few botches, only a few. It's still a good match. It's just compared to what they've done on Raw before, and especially to what they do on pay per views, wasn't really that good of a match. But it's a Monday night match. It's allowed to be not as good as a pay per view match. That makes sense. But there's no excuse for what happened in the main event of Raw. Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. Roman Reigns in his SWAT team uniform, which looks awesome. So, okay, right as Roman is pummeling Braun Strowman, Kane comes back and attacks Roman Reigns. Braun pins him. Now it's 3 against 5, and I think that's really stupid. That's really, 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 really stupid. And you guys know I like Roman Reigns. I've never seen a problem with him. I know about the things that he's done before, like the him being suspended thing, because of the drug thing, whether it was steroids or whether it was prescribed pills. He was suspended, and he apologized for it on Twitter. It's fine. It's He apologized to his family and his fans. And when he said in an interview that he thinks the haters hate their lives. That's not really how that works. But imagine if you were in that position. I mean, when people start hating on you for seemingly no reason, it's just. I mean, I don't really blame him that much for saying it. I mean, put yourself in that position. You don't know why people are booing you when you're working your hardest to create good matches, and he does create good matches. I mean, against Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt. Did I already say Bray Wyatt? I don't know. Either way, he puts on good matches with everyone. From like 2015 to now, he hasn't had a bad match. And he loses enough for people to stop saying that he buries, because Roman Reigns doesn't bury. He doesn't. I mean, he doesn't. He was the one who got pinned by Bray Wyatt at Survivor Series 2016. He lost to Finn Balor, so Finn could face Seth for the Universal title. He was the one to take the pin from Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. He lost to Braun Strowman twice in the 2017 pay-per-views of Great Balls of Fire and Payback. Um, he lost to Seth fair and square at Money in the Bank 2016. He got pinned by Dean Ambrose in the next pay-per-view, like after that, Battleground. He's been beaten by Dean Ambrose before. Um, Actually, no, he hasn't. He's been pinned by Seth before, like when Seth had that blonde streak and he was going through his whole authority phase. And he just took the pin tonight. Like, he doesn't bury people. He doesn't. John Cena doesn't even bury people anymore. I mean, ever since the whole thing with the Nexus at SummerSlam, every single SummerSlam after that, he's put over new talent. Like, I don't know the exact years, but since then, at SummerSlam, since him, like, destroying the Nexus, he's put over CM Punk, AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, Brock Lesnar, Bray Wyatt, and Seth Rollins. That's 6. I mean, if he had lost to Baron Corbin, it would have made up for every single member of the Nexus. He would, like, there were 7 of them, I think. Like, if he had decided to, I mean, if Baron Corbin hadn't sent out that tweet, you know, against that, he was a jerk to a guy he shouldn't have been a jerk to. If he hadn't sent out that tweet, they probably would have let him go over John Cena. That would have made up for the final member of the Nexus that Cena pretty much ruined. And that wasn't John Cena's choice to do that to the Nexus. It wasn't his choice. I mean, that was one of those things where creative takes over and, you know, he just does what he's told. And, you know, props to them, they actually went with that, even though it ruined their momentum. But, yeah, it's... okay, let's get back on track. Oh, yeah, like, where was I? Right, Monday Night Raw. Kane shows up. He attacks Roman Reigns. What is the point of that? Why not just put Kane in the Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt feud? It would make their feud interesting. It would genuinely make you wonder who's gonna win because it's just been Finn so far. And by the way, Finn Balor cut a promo where he talked about his demons, as always, and this time he's like, the lights are flickering and it shows the face paint 3 times, except this time it's like Halloween face paint. Yeah, it's like orange and yellow and black. Like, let me show you. Here is Luigi PS3's reaction. This is what his face paint looks like. Yeah, it's, and Bray Wyatt's probably gonna be wearing his cloth, so it's gonna be Finn Balor's face paint against Bray Wyatt's cloth, which is completely ridiculous. It is, but I mean, people love the face paint. I love the face paint, so, you know, as long as it's a good match, I guess, sure. And if they show, like, who Sister Abigail really is, like, whether it's that TNA star who's heading over to WWE, or I really, really hope it's Paige. I hope it's Paige. Please let it be Paige. I really, really want it to be Paige. I mean, just imagine Paige's Sister Abigail. And people are going to go with it because, first of all, they love Paige. Second of all, she'd be returning. And third of all, it finally shows Sister Abigail. Makes sense, too. She dresses pretty goth-like. So, I know I only talked about 2 matches and 1 promo, but those were the highlights of Raw. Also, Enzo Amore beat up Kalisto. And I'm happy because they took it off Enzo Amore for no reason. Even though he's making 205 Live better, he turned heel. And he did this thing where, like, he's pretending that the crowd is booing, but everyone was cheering because, first of all, no one cares about Kalisto. Kalisto's good in the ring. He is. But it's Enzo Amore. People love Enzo Amore, and he got a bunch of cruiserweights to beat up Kalisto. And I'm hoping that Enzo Amore takes back the title because he's making 205 Live relevant. And that's all I had to say for this Monday Night Talk. See you guys later.